Hello, hello, and Grand Risings, y'all. Masa here, aka Mama Say, Mama Sa. I hope that you are doing good. And if you are not doing good, I'm here to tell you that it is okay to not be okay. Give yourself some grace and stop being so hard on yourself. Okay? I don't know who needs to hear this, and obviously also a self-reminder. So today I'm feeling called to open up a topic that is kind of heavy on my heart since a while. And we got to start by starting, because this topic is pretty big. It's, down the rabbit hole. Like, it's about addictions. And it's not really possible to make never-ending story short. So I won't even try. I'm here to say, let's start by starting with the first baby steps when it comes to the word itself, addictions, that we have different definitions of addictions, right? It's not only the legal and illegal, it's not only the ones that are getting judged and shamed by our collective, by our society. And we have to talk about this. We have to normalize, to take the judgment away, to take the shame away. Because there are so many different addictions, and many people are not even aware that they are dealing with specific addictions, because it's, I don't know, for example, something simple like drinking coffee, or like shopping, like many people are not aware of the fact that these are also addictions, or, like being a workaholic or other things, Feel free to let me know whatever is coming to your mind. The thing is that I want to normalize speaking about addictions that are no longer serving us. I'm not here to give us a hard time on, we are too hard on ourselves. I don't believe that people can heal from addictions when they are being guilt-tripped about it, and then having a bad conscience, and then feeling judged and shamed, and then even feeling worse about themselves. Do you know what I mean? So I believe that it's healthy to create a safe space where we can normalize that the collective is dealing with addictions in general. Everyone is having an addiction, There are healthy addictions, there are unhealthy addictions, but who are we to judge? And to me, I've realized that the number one addiction that I'm currently dealing with, which is absolutely not serving me, is social media addiction. I know that it's not just me, and I want to normalize talking about it. Because the peer pressure when it comes to social media is real. That it's normal that everyone uses it, like everyone, like most people, I would say the majority of people who are using social media are addicted. And it is a very intelligent way that they've created these platforms. It's genius work that we are struggling with social media addiction. This is a real thing, and it is designed like that. You know what I mean? So some people are able to set themselves the limits, and say, yes, I'm gonna just go on the social media just a little bit, just to check what's going on. And then they tap out again. Some people are able to have it under their control, if I can say it like that. But other people, they love to vibe, like with the people that they are vibing with. And then sometimes, like you are finding yourself, you thought that you're just gonna be on that app for a few minutes, max maybe 30 minutes, and then you are wasting so much time. And then you are just scrolling, and then you are watching things that you've not even been interested in, It's just because of the algorithm, and then you are wasting time. and then you are reading things that you didn't even know that you wanted to, like it's this overload of information, it's this overload of frequency. And for me, as a highly sensitive person, as an empath, I feel so much. And then the frequency of competition and comparison is so loud. And then there's the way that it is designed with the likes and the comments and the shares, which is obviously could be seen as a blessing, you know, like to activate a specific algorithm so that, you know, like to spread the word, blah, blah, you know, like I've been planting seeds and watering them for years. And I've realized that for some of us, it's possible that it doesn't come to fruition like that, because what if the projects that we are working on are not meant to be planted in that kind of soil? This message might be too deep for some of y'all, but I know that someone out there is gonna feel what I'm trying to say, because it shouldn't be that hard when it comes to using your voice. And then many people have been telling me, Masa, it's time that you make the jump to the YouTube, and here I am right now. This is a big deal to me. You know, like I've been practicing and trying to, for real, put myself out there and share my thoughts for the collective and see, like, you know, like for whoever's vibing with me. But that platform, like, so what I'm trying to say is like, why am I overanalyzing? Why am I overthinking? Why am I in this struggle of, even though I'm realizing that it's no longer serving me, why is it so hard for me to detach, to detox, to, you know? And I believe it is for real the peer pressure struggle of the subconscious thing within us, the FOMO, right? It's this fear of missing out. But actually, many, many people who allowed themselves, especially the highly sensitive people, you know, the empaths, people are different. We have to normalize to speak about this. People are different. I'm vibing with homeless people every now and then, you know, like it's a part of my mission work. I go and check up on them. I ask them how they feel. I ask them if I can help them with, you know, like the little things that is, you know, like in my little budget. And but it's not only about the money. I love to give those homeless people who are the cliche addicted people of our society. Like our society loves, the collective loves to judge and shame those kind of people. And then they are not able to look into their own mirror reflection and realizing that everyone is dealing with an addiction. Who are we to judge? You know what I mean? Like, what does this say about you? Like, why is it so necessary to, you know, like those people are already struggling. Like, why is it so necessary for you to also shame them down and judge them extra? You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's really something when I'm having conversations with them, with the cliche drug addicts, you know, I'm realizing that actually not all of them are dealing with the cliche addictions. Like this is a, you know, like this is a judgment, this is shaming that many people are, you know. I'm not feeling called to go down this rabbit hole, but in general, these people have very sensitive hearts. They are very vulnerable people. They are also very intelligent people. And it's a struggle that they are going through, and they don't need it to be experienced extra difficult. So if we as a collective, if we as a society struggle to have compassion and empathy, you know, like for people in need, for people who are already struggling, and if this is a thing that our collective does that, the only thing is, you know, like to judge them and use a word like, yeah, they are just junkies, they don't have their life together, you know, like this arrogant way of experiencing specific privileges and then believing to be better than those, you know. But actually when you are speaking, for example, with those people, you realize that their hearts are so pure. Not all of them, obviously, but some of them, and actually more than you believe. And our society is so trained in judging, homeless people being junkies on the streets when it comes to the topic addictions, like this extreme. And they are not able to realize that they are also dealing with addictions themselves, So I'm here to put myself out there. I'm here to admit that, yes, I'm also dealing with specific addictions that are not serving me. For example, the social media addiction. Let me know if you can relate. I, for real, tried to give a live session over there to speak about it, and then they, kicked me out again. And now I can't give live sessions even from my Healing the Inner Teenager, however, it's okay, stop fighting a fight that is not yours. I am letting go and I'm letting God. Because the signs have been loud that I come over here. I've realized that the YouTube is more appreciative when it comes to specific content. And sometimes it's the fear of the unknown, to start something new. Sometimes when you feel called to let go of a specific addiction, it is kind of like, imagine that your whole friendship circle smokes cigarettes and you used to smoke cigarettes. In my case, for example, I used to smoke cigarettes for years. I started smoking cigarettes when I was 15. I quit 2 decades after, I had a break in between for 1 or 2 years, but then I fell back. And I quit smoking cigarettes when my priest came into my life, and then he was explaining it to me with a spiritual way of thinking, that it's, doing something to my ori, like to my higher self, to my head, like this is another thing. But the smoke, the fog, the smoky mirror, I don't know who has read the book, The 4 Agreements. Shout out to the people who have read the chapter before the first chapter, The Smoky Mirror. It's a very powerful one, that sometimes we are, so what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we are holding on to a cliche peer pressure addiction because we maybe feel the fear of missing out, but we are actually not really missing out, are we? I know many people, for example, now when it comes to quitting smoking cigarettes, for example, like your lungs are gonna be happy about it, and then you realize that you don't smell anymore, it doesn't stink anymore, like the way that food tastes, but it's not easy. It's not easy to quit on an addiction that used to give you pleasure. Like I used to love smoking cigarettes. I've been a passionate cigarette smoker. I didn't smoke that much. Sometimes I did too much, but not, I don't know, like define too much and not much. Like it's so relative. But it was very difficult for me to quit smoking cigarettes. And when it comes to weed, like I'm also dealing with a kind of addiction, but I am able to go without it for months. But then when I have it, I have to kill it, like then I'm just like, yeah, like why wasting it, like let's just smoke a spliff. So these 2 addictions that I'm dealing with, like my main addiction is social media, and I'm here to out myself. Yes, I'm dealing with a social media addiction. It's not serving me because I'm wasting so much time. I'm wasting so much time that I could use to be productive, not only with my projects. Sometimes I am procrastinating things, just because, and it's a waste of time, guys. It's for real. Like, what if we normalize to admit that, yes, we are dealing with an addiction and it's okay, and we can free ourselves from it when we realize, like this is the only way that you can take your power back. And I know that there are people who could even be more extreme than me. You know what I mean? Like I am giving thanks for the people that I am connecting with on the social media. It is still a blessing, There are beautiful souls out there that I would have never connected to if I wouldn't have been on the social media, for example, the IG, you know? But what if I have to make a change in my daily rituals, in my daily routine, you know? To not make it an important part of my daily, you know, experience anymore. And I believe that this is something that many people struggle to admit. They are in denial. Would you be able to go one day without the Instagram? For real, this is already an addiction if people say, oh, I don't know. Would you be able to go one day without coffee, without drinking coffee? You know, these are addictions. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to point fingers. I'm here to say that we are all in this together. And I'm just here to activate something within you to ask yourself, is it serving me? Or am I distracting myself? Am I procrastinating something? Am I using, for example, the Instagram as a way to distract myself from things that I've been, you know, that I know that I gotta do, but yeah, let me just scroll, you know. And the conversations in our DMs are beautiful, you know, like for real, I'm giving thanks. I'm not complaining. I am for real trying to stay positive, but you have to be realistic. Many people who have found a way to detox themselves and purge and cleanse, maybe even for real, like deleting their social medias, they are telling me that their quality of life, you know, went so high that it really, because like that app is like so like it's genius work, you know, like for real. Like I respect the people who are so intelligent to know how to create these things, but I'm here to say that mental health matters. Mental health matters. And if a social media app has so much power over people to make them being stuck, you know, within things that are not serving them, no matter if it's the competition vibes that people have on that app, for real. As a highly sensitive person, as an empath, I feel it when people are in competitive vibes, when they are in competition and comparison, you know. And then the frequencies of insecurities, and then the narcissism, and then the celebrity worship and syndrome, and then people having a love-hate frequency energy towards the people that they know. You know, some people are putting themselves out there and then they feel that their own people are not supporting them. And this is, you know, like also a painful experience. Like I can speak for myself, you know, like, I don't know. It's not easy. It's a jungle. It's a circus. Like it's wild. It's crazy to me that people, I don't know. What are your thoughts? I'm not here to be a buzzkill. I'm just here to say that what if more people are dealing with social media addiction than they are aware of? What if many people are in denial? And what if we look at this, you know, like taboo topic, addiction in general, and take the shame away, take the blame away, take the guilt away, take the judgment away, you know, like all these, you know? And just say, like, yeah, like, we are all in this together. So what if we create a way to, you know, create a safe space within our own little mini lives, our own little mini inner circles, and for yourself? Like, what if you need a hobby? For real. What if you've been procrastinating many hobbies? What if this is why many people are triggered when they are seeing that other people are, you know, like fulfilling their dreams, you know, like making their wishes come true when it comes to, I don't know, whatever it is. Many artists out there, you know what I mean? People who are able to sing, to dance, to rap, to play instruments, but using your voice is also your instrument, you know, like when you are feeling called to put yourself out there and being a voice of the voiceless, speaking about uncomfortable topics to activate, you know, healing within the people who are listening. you know, because it's not about you. It's about the channeled messages for the collective. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Like, we experience many attacks. We experience, you know, like many challenges on top of challenges. And it's a part of the journey. And I am so done with watering dead plants. And we've all been doing that, you know, like we've all been there energetically, you know. It's not only when it comes to energy exchange with people, it's not only when it comes to energy exchange with the things that we do, you know, not only in the physical realm, but also, you know, like in thinking, for real. Overthinking and oversharing and overanalyzing and all of that are side effects of trauma. And I believe that we got to normalize that people deal different with trauma. And sometimes trauma recovery goes hand in hand with an addiction that might not serve us, but it's maybe a survival pattern which builds a bridge. Do you know what I mean? Does it make sense? Does it make sense in a kind of way? Like, I don't know, like it's just channeling through me. It's not in my control, bear with me. So sometimes when we are in our, and you're never going to be healed 100%. I don't know who needs to hear that, you know, like self-healing is world healing. And the people who are glorifying the spiritual journey of self-healing with toxic positivity, we don't do that here, you know, like I for real believe in healthy balance. I am learning to balance the yin yang within myself. And shadow work is necessary, you know? Like when you create a safe space for shadow work and allow yourself to feel the uncomfortable so-called negative feelings and think the uncomfortable so-called unhealthy thoughts, you know, and then realizing that, yo, this is a higher self, lower self fight within myself, you know? And it's okay, you know, like we've all experienced trauma and we are all, you know, like experiencing trauma recovery in our own individual kind of ways. And yeah, we're going to continue having these conversations because now I'm realizing that I'm speaking so much more than I wanted to. But I have to forgive myself and give myself some grace because it's all connected. People would never be addicted to something that's not really serving them if there wouldn't be something in it that is serving them in that moment, even if it might be toxic, even if it might be dysfunctional, even if it might be, you know, unhealthy. Like, I don't regret the times when I used to smoke cigarettes and too many cigarettes, even though I was, you know, like up my lungs and my health and whatever. It was still a vibe when it comes to the experiences that went hand in hand with it. Maybe this is a way how we can give ourselves some grace and have empathy and compassion because, for example, you know, like back then when I used to work at events, festivals, clubs, bars, you know, like it was a part of, you know, like, let's just have a little break and smoke a cigarette. It was a vibe. And yes, I started as a teenager. And this has connected me to other people who were, like, today, the youth of today, I don't know who needs to hear that. I was born in '84, so this year I'm going to be 40. So the youth of today is not dealing with that kind of addiction like we did, you know, over 20 years ago, 25 years ago, más o menos. It's something that, yeah, I believe that the main addiction that people are dealing with today that they are in denial of is social media. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. Is there something that you want to share? Is there something specific that you want me to talk about in the next video? I don't know. You tell me. Thank you so much for listening. Be good to yourself. I love you and bye.